Good morning all. Yes, sir. Hope everyone is good. Hope everyone is well. Today is Thursday. Happy Thursday to everyone. Let's get it. Let's see who we have in YouTube chat. No chat. All sleeping. Wake up. Yesterday, heavy day. Had some fun CPI. And let's see what's happening. Morning to all. There we go. People are alive. People are awake now. Yesterday, 4K trade was crazy, huh? Yeah. Yesterday was good. Then NY. Recover that NY was fun. It was good yesterday. Alright. Let's have a look at the calendar here. Start off on Thursday here. So we have some PPI. We have some unemployment claims. Not going to be as heavy as yesterday's news. We kind of retraced yesterday's news. In terms of the news front, we do have some escalation happening in the Middle East. So we are seeing that escalate again, which is pushing pressure on inflation. Long story short, driving prices down on gold, driving prices down on stock market, etc. So let's see what's happening on the technical side. Morning, brothers, sisters. How are you today? All good, brother. Yourself? So let's start off on daily. Daily is obviously closed bearish here. Very strong bearish candle closure here, moving down into that weekly support 4,000 here. We have bounced off a 4-hour support this morning, which is a previous 4-hour support actually. This one here. So we took a little bit of a bounce off it. Oh, sorry, I'm on the... Yeah, it's a little bit lower. I just moved it up here. This is where it actually is. But we kind of rejected right off that point there. I think it's a daily, if I'm not mistaken, maybe. Maybe it's a daily. Yeah, it's a daily support. My bad. Marked it wrong. So we bounced off that daily support. Now we're moving a little bit bullish. We have closed a couple of 4 hours bullish. And then, yeah, now we kind of formed this 4-hour support there. So I feel like I don't need this one. I can move this one up. Bring this one here. We're stuck at this 1-hour resistance. I feel if we get up, we can have some expansion here. Even if we can trade back towards the top of the range, play this bounce. If we start to lose these levels, that's where the sell is going to come. 5-minute at the current moment needs to close bullish, and then maybe we could trade back towards the upside. I'd prefer it closes around here, so this 5-minute actually ends up flipping a little bit and close weak so that we could trade back up. That would be the ideal scenario. If not, then I'll just look for a clean buy above the 1 hour, keep it simple, and then try to fill this range up to here, which I kind of prefer, to be honest. More confirmations. Moving on to DAX here on the other hand. Start off on the daily time frame, ended up closing bearish here, coming very close to the bottom of the range. We have had rising lows here, so if we do close this daily bullish, I can expect us to bounce from here. 4-hour time frame already giving signs of that bounce. We do have a 4-hour support here first before the next one, so let's mark that. I expect some upside if we're going to continue with this bounce here, especially if we start to trade above these 15s here. We can continue the upside. Now I want to trade DAX around the open time. That's the best time to trade DAX. So we're going to come back to it and see what it's doing. But if it does end up turning around here and we lose this, we still have the daily time frame bullish. So, bearish. So we can start to fill this wick and end up continuing down. So we're going to see what we're going to do with that. We have quite a lot of range back above the 4-hour as well. All the way back up to the next 4-hour. So last but not least, well, it is least, NQ here. Daily again. So yesterday what happened, we had news. I expected news to do a liquidity grab up, which it did, and then I expected that news to eventually be retraced. Now we didn't retrace it till late, didn't retrace it till about an hour and 15 minutes after NYSE. So that's when we started to retrace the move, but yesterday's analysis was totally correct. So what we did is CPI yesterday, I live stream it on YouTube so you guys can watch back, but I had a plan to do this liquidity grab, so I took buys during CPI, and then in New York session, the actual NYSE session where I'm not full sending news, I took a proper trade, but I actually continued the buys because the time that I was at the chart, it was still in a buyer's market. So I was still in the buys, even though I was telling the guys in the group that I do expect at some point this to be retraced. And at the time, I was looking at this level here that I had a line here, this 1 hour. I was waiting for a candle to close below that line and we failed. So I did continue the buys in this segment here and then I took my profit and then left the charts. But it did eventually end up selling off the move, which I was eventually expecting, giving you a nice fake out trade where it closed above the range, closed back in, and that was it. So yeah, pretty okay here in terms of that happening. Now that we've already rebalanced the news, we've come back down, tapped pre-news lows as well. It did end up the daily closing bearish here. This is a very strong bearish candle close here, not very positive for upside. If we do put in another high on the 4 hour, we can expect that downside to come through here and we could trade a little bit lower. If we're looking at 1 hour time frame here, we are continuing some bit of uptrend at the moment with the 4 hour bullish. We could look to move up a little bit here and start to trade above this little 4 hour here. We're just going to make this a box. See what we're saying on 1 hour. Yeah, to get above that box would be, we want to see how that looks on futures as well. Yeah, we have basically like a 4 hour where we are right now, and then we're pretty much clean above on futures. So we're just tapping it right now, the 4 hour support on futures. So that would be the equivalent of this daily support, to be honest. We do have a daily support a little bit higher on futures, so the buys above the daily support are going to end up being the same. Let's match it with the 15. Yeah, a little bit different on the 15. We have a bit of a same resistance there, just a little bit higher at the moment. Yeah, it's the same actually. We have that 15 there, so we could try trade to that 15, but daily support could be an issue. We could also try trade above here on futures because we don't have the same daily support, so we have to see how it ends up forming and then we can tackle it from there. So a little bit of a different chart. So I would like to just see a little bit more price action, how we form, and then we can consider the buys. Now if we want to sell off, also is not crazy. I don't like how many times we've liquidity grabbed, so I probably need to sell below the 5 if I'm going to sell. So probably sells below here, which looks something like that. If we can get a close below, then I can start to consider sells. I would like to see a 30-minute candle close bearish here. So 30-minute candle is going to happen very soon. So if this can flip here, would be give me more confirmation in about 38 seconds. If it remains bullish, then it's not going to give me as much confirmation leading into the next candle. Doji means nothing. Both sides are supported. But, you know, if it can flip bearish right now, then it's going to be a little bit more confirmation of the downside here. So let's see what ends up happening in the last 20 seconds of the candle. And then we can take it from there. We can take it from there. So it looks like it's going to close doji. Yeah, slightly more bullish than doji, but yeah, really neutral at the moment, not telling us much. So we'll just wait on that, see how that cooks, and that's it. So that's the analysis, and yeah. Let's get it, let's get it. So appreciate you guys showing up as always. Make sure to leave a like on the stream, you know the drill. Funds received. Nice. Congrats, bro. Yeah, well, I told you, like, same as me, right? 3 days. That's roughly about 3 days, no? Maybe you're 1 day extra, but it's not bad. Nothing happened for like 2.5 days. Yeah, it's like that, but then they get their act together. Sometimes they're a little bit busy. But the important thing, you received it. Got like 5 mails. Why are you coming only Tuesday and Thursdays? Because I trade live in the group every single day. I trade live in the group every single day. So I decided that I wanted to change up. In the group now, we're focusing on a lot more serious stuff, and I wanna, be able to really lock in and have something, more close knit. So I decided to stream only on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So make sure to show up during Tuesdays and Thursdays. How is your win streak going now? I'm very grateful. I haven't lost in almost 2 months. So I did one mistake, but that was a personal mistake. So you can count that as a personal loss because I didn't. But in our streams, in our New York streams, in our London streams as well, last loss we took on London stream. Let's have a look, guys. Last loss we took in London stream was on the 18th here. So the last loss 18th. So that's the last time we lost. So about a month ago in London streams, but in New York, I haven't lost for about 2 months. Margin you put in your CPI trade? I don't know what you mean by margin I put in my CPI trade. I put contract size. I put 2 contracts. Thumbs up the stream chats. Show some love. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, how much people we got? 150 people here and 32 likes. You're still holding your Bitcoin long? I've taken profits before, a while back. I still will always hold some Bitcoin. That's for sure, no matter what the market is. If we dump back lower, I start to add back in. Did you try footprint chart? It really adds to your confirmation. See, footprint chart is something new. People are, it's not new in the industry, but this year, volume profile, order flow, footprint chart. That is the trend. Last year, some ICT concepts, whatever. So every year there's some new trend that comes into the market. Something new that people think that is the new edge. Remember, you are the edge. As long as a strategy is proven, if you look at all these strategies, they all have something in common. But at the end of the day, you are the edge. The strategy, as long as it's proven and someone is teaching you it properly, and it's not a scam strategy, there's a lot of scam strategies out there, random breakout trades, whatever, trend lines, whatever it may be, then the only barrier between you and profitability is going to be you. So footprint chart, yes, I've looked into it. Do I think it can help? Maybe, but it's just adding another layer of things that I have to consider that might go wrong. Remember, the more variables you add to your trading, the more things that can go wrong because it's an added variable. If you only, it's like saying in a diet, someone has a food intolerance, but when they eat only meat, they don't have a food intolerance. But now you start adding pasta, you start adding rice, you start adding vegetables, you start adding this, that, and then their food intolerance comes back. Now you have to figure out, is it the rice? Is it the pasta? Is it the vegetables? Is it the sauce? Whereas if you just stuck to eating the meat, it worked. There was nothing wrong with it. So this is the key thing in trading, is you can add everything, footprint, you can add order flow, you can add everything, I have checked the last 3 months, the strategy is not working. I had -3 last month and -2 month before that in London session. Bro, it is definitely working. It is 100% working. And if you don't believe me, because I can't keep saying, please guys, in the exclusive group who trade with me daily, does the strategy work? Are you guys making money? And I can show you. Right? They can type here, please, because these guys are not going to believe me if I say it's working, right? But we are passing accounts left, right, and center. Payouts are coming left, right, and center. People are passing as fast as possible. Right? Agent sells this morning. That's a nice sell. Let's have a look. If you're probably looking, where are you looking at the strategy? Last month I was minus 3%. I was not minus 3% last month, bro. Come on. Bro. How am I minus 3% last month with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wins, bro? 8 wins and 1 loss, minus 3%? Bro, you're going nuts, bro. Like, really? That's only London. If you see US session, bro, you'll understand. I think he's been watching the wrong stream. I'm not sure. Maybe he's just trying to rage bait. We are milking NY? Yeah. NQ is our bitch, bro. If you say that now, watch us lose.
No, I told you fucked up for everyone, bro. I've engaged with NQ. I have a ring on her finger right now. She's been treating me well.
Yeah.
Nah, Harry, CPI went well for you, eh?
Yeah, CPI was good. Then yesterday we also traded NY. We got a good trade as well.
It was so annoying for me. It didn't trigger me in on my buy stop for some reason, and I just watch it just absolutely run.
Rip.
I'm like, yeah. Shout out Lucid.
Dude, how do I join your group? I'll send you the link. You have to go on there and then there'll be a button. You have to apply to the waitlist and then you get accepted from the waitlist. I accept around 5 to 8 people a month, depending. The whole group is going to change very soon. You guys will see what I'm doing with it. But that's probably by next week. I'll tell you guys what's going on there. Also, man, check out if you have I have a Telegram here where I'm posting the NY trades. You should be seeing how many buys and trades we're taking in London, NY. DAX 50-minute closing above before London Open. Yeah, I just don't trust DAX before London Open. We kept losing before London Open, right? So we have a lot of room towards the upside. I don't mind if we pull back. There's a lot of options. Bro, I'm not complaining. I'm generally saying it was doing great. November to February got multiple payout, but now it sucks. It doesn't suck right now, man. Now it's the best it ever has been, but you had to make the change. And that's exactly what you wrote there. Last month, February, March, and it's month February, March, and April because of timing change, bro. The minute I switch timing, you can ask the guys. Even you haven't traded NY. NY has been the one that's rocking, bro. That's why no one trades London. Right? No one is streaming London because they don't understand the time change. Then I take 3 days off. No one does this live. No one shows you this live. This is the reality. If anyone gets into something like this, they don't show you. At that time, I was winning back to back in NY. The guys in this group get to see it. I trade live daily. I passed accounts with them. They've got multiple payouts. You just had to make the shift. Then I made a shift in London, and after that shift in London, we've been back-to-back win streaks. But that shift had to be made. Right? It doesn't happen overnight like this. If you see how we trade on NY session, it's a completely different adaptation. That's what's really making money. You can't just stick to the one same thing every single day and expect it to work. That's why algorithms eventually can fail and stuff like that, right? That's why bots can fail. Like, that's your job of being a trader. But this is some of the best trading I've ever had. What was the shift? Waiting for other confirmation? No, a bit more complex than that. We had a webinar in the group explaining everything, but I literally took 3 days off and I did the whole document. There was a whole document and stuff like that. So we went through the document, we had a little bit of a webinar, we made the shift, and then that's it. Sometimes you need the market to, like, and the crazy thing is people are like complaining at minus 2% in one session, but in NY session I was plus 10, 12%. So if I'm only minus 2%, it doesn't really matter. So you had to make the shift in London. That's why a lot of, overall, NY session is more consistent, but I'm gonna keep trading London if I'm making money. Like, it's been good. I've even pushed now risk up. We're pushing risk up to like 2K. We're making 2K trades. It's very good. And if you guys don't see that, then I can't help you improve. I'm saying about my performance, I want some guidance. Yeah, that's the shift, bro. Unfortunately, guidance is my time, and my time is paid. And I know it sounds cheesy for some people, but it's not. It's true. If you're serious, then you're serious. If you're not serious, you're not serious. It's super simple formula. Does the gold structure now look bullish or bearish to you? It looks bullish to me, but you have a trained eye. For me, it's more mixed. But you are correct, structure is bullish. But, you know, we have a high here. We're not getting back above that high. We might get a change of structure now, which would be nice, but we're just trading back into that, which I don't really like too much, which is also a 30-minute there. So again, I prefer the buys above here. Is it possible to leverage your style to swing on higher time frame? I'm only asking due to work commitments. Yeah, totally. You just have to, I have a swing trading strategy. It just includes a little bit more about market positioning. Swing trading is very important about market positioning. Entries and stuff you can apply. I actually swing trade quite a bit. Now I'm coming back into the summer months is when I swing trade. Summer is like my favorite time to swing trade. And these are some of my swing trades. Overnight, here is, this was a Euro NZD swing trade I took last year during summer. These are all taken. Look at the close, man. That was a crazy close, actually. What a TP that was. Look at that. This is a 4-hour time frame, by the way. Here's another Euro NZD. This is a NZD CHF trade I took. GJ. Swing trades as well. Euro NZD. As you can see, I quite like Euro NZD. GBP USD trade, you know, all of this stuff. So I do swing trade. I just don't do it, I do it in different times of the year. I mean, this year I've already caught like my biggest ever swing trade I've ever had in my life. So I'm very happy with that. Do you think there's a long-term possibility for a long-term buy on Euro NZD? I need to study the NZD currency situation, man. I mean, if you're looking at the Euro NZD versus the dollar, it's being thrashed. It's being absolutely thrashed, look. So we know it's not being too dominant now. Do you use CFD to trade? Always. It's really hard to trade on swing trade on futures because of rollovers. Iran closes straight, and core PPI news today. Yes, we had some escalation. This escalation will continue like this, you know. Harry, can you take setup 3 as a doji? Depends. DAX might set up 1 minute before they open. In the last month and something, I have a 100% win rate on DAX, I think. 100% win rate on DAX. And the one thing in common with all of those trades is they are after they open. So I'm not going to break that. Harry, are you gonna gamble CPI tonight? No, CPI is not tonight, bro. CPI was yesterday. Harry, I saw someone selling your course for 149. Show me. That's crazy that someone is selling my course for 149 when you can buy it from me for $75 a month. This is nuts. Do you have a New York trade journal? I did start one. Because people were asking for one. So I have started one. Most of my trades have been in like the Telegram, for example. So I post them as videos, you can see. So, oops, I don't know why it's showing like that. I post them as videos, you see. So I didn't write a journal. But I have started one. So we will continue. I actually need to post yesterday's trade in this. So I'm going to post yesterday's trade. Just will post the screenshot after. Yesterday's trade. We can actually do it now together. It was Wednesday. It was NQ. Need to check how many points was a buy. NYSE strat. We'll put the screenshot. I need to check the points now. Let's have a look. Settings, charts data, show charts execution. There we go. Go take that from yesterday. That's yesterday's trade there. We bought in here, bought up to there. So let's put this. We will log yesterday's trade. There we go. Can bring this back. And then let me make the link on the other screen. So yes, we do have a journal. How much was the points? $32. All right, now it's done. We're not gonna put the, we had also the NQ trade yesterday, right? We had the one on live stream, but we're not gonna put that in journal as that was a CPI trade, but technically that is another win. Would be interesting if everyone in the group used a shared journal. So we have something called a challenge we do in the group. So every month we have a challenge, right? And people start to log in their challenge, right? So each month we set a new challenge. This month's challenge is based off of funding accounts. So this we're basing on funded accounts, logging trades, etc., etc. And yeah, so this is basically like journals, but we put it in a challenge format, meaning there are goals. Every single week people have something called a quest, and they have to fill out that quest in order to qualify to the next level, blah blah blah. At the end of the month, for the winners, they get giveaways. So we have cash prizes, one-on-ones with me, free group access, stuff like that.
Thoughts on US 30, 15-minute setup one?
Yeah, I don't trade that during London for me, my friend. I just haven't done any research on it.
Okay.
I don't know how it moves, but yeah, it is closing. A setup one would be nice. It looks nice, but I don't know how it moves. It is valid set at one in terms of the setup, but I haven't researched it during the London session. NY for sure.
What have you researched during London?
The pairs I trade. So you have to go see how the volume acts, you know. So I only trade 3 pairs during London. I used to trade GJ, I trade gold, I trade DAX, I trade NASDAQ, I used to trade GBP USD, I used to trade Euro USD. Those are the pairs that I mainly trade, you know. Because the only difference is that you have, like in US session, obviously US 30 will do well because it's session. NASDAQ does a little bit better in London session because it's a bigger indice. So you have a lot more companies. US 30 is the 30 biggest companies, NASDAQ's 100 companies, you know? Let's have a look at this. So you want the cells below here is due, I'm guessing, yes. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see how it looks now. Yeah, if you can get it with the 1 hour, it would be perfect. DAX on open, what on open, right? What's the plan? What on open? Not just write DAX on open. That is lazy trading. What on open? Is there a reason you don't trade S&P? Man, I can't trade 5-6 pairs. It's too much, man. It's too crazy, you know? So you have to choose, pick your poison. You have to pick your poison. Why is NQ moving so much bigger moves? Because it's moving so much bigger. Volume. Like, this strategy works on any pair you want. You just have to choose it and make sure you test to find out what time it likes to move, because you can see time makes a massive difference. You know, see its little tendencies. Does it need a retest? How does it work with liquidity? You know, indices, we can be a lot more aggressive because they have volume in a certain time period. But the way we trade in NY is different than the way we trade indices in London, right? So those are the things you just need to study. Strategy remains the same, but not everything else. So let's see on DAX if we can close above and then get a bottom wick on open. Open trades on DAX are very hard to trade because most of the time you don't get a chance to get in. But if it does give you a chance, they're quite nice. But I don't rely on them. Still in a range on gold at the moment. I saw someone ask me why I didn't take a 5-minute setup one, because we're at 30-minute resistance. That's the answer to that question. DAX in about 1 minute, so let's see if we do close above. I'm going to prepare myself. Dude, how can I join the educational group? I need the basics. Here you go, man. Just join the link. I'm going to send it to you. You have to put yourself on the wait list and then you'll be accepted. There you go. So yeah, this might be a good close. We just need to watch this resistance here as well. But with open volume, we should be able to push through as long as we're not at. So let's see how this goes. If it even closes above. And if we get an entry. No entry. So no entry, no time. That's the thing. So don't expect entry setups on the open. NQ, let's see what NQ is doing here. Still at resistance, man. Not sure what you're seeing that I'm seeing. Maybe on futures. I know on futures a little bit different. Let's double check on futures. Did close above on the 30-minute, so you have to run a 30-minute stop. So if you trust today to be bullish, you could try the 30-minute setup. I don't think today is bullish enough for me to hold the idea of only continuing up. Yeah, I don't trust the 15 idea. Stop loss is too aggressive on the 15. I want to see a retest. Problem is, you know, once we tap daily support, it can be game over, you know. So I rather see 5-minute structure than trade above that or something like that. See gold, if gold can start to make its way up. Pretty boring open. It hasn't really moved since the open on gold. Done, cheers, let's go. What's the 1 minute strat? Is it just a good zone with 1 minute confirmations? No, completely different. Why did you decline DAX? It's on the open. I don't have time unless it makes a bottom wick. It literally open jumped, you know? If I press buy, I'm gonna be entering at the moon. You know, my entry would be somewhere up here. So I always need, if I'm gonna enter on the open, I need to see bottom wick first, grab liquidity, give me time to put a buy stop and then go. Man, I hesitated on NAS. I mean, if it was your plan, then you have to realize what made you hesitate. It's important to understand. For me, I don't think it's the best setup right now. I mean, we have so many back-to-back, you know. Like, I expected at least to come to the daily support in futures, maybe max, but it's not enough to pay you. And you can't run 5 minute stops below here because nothing is there to protect you. You kind of have to run it at least below this support, so you have 2 levels of protection. That would be the way I run it. So you don't have to go all the way below. Like, you don't have to go here like 68, but you need at least 49. To get to here is only 31, which is not bad, to be honest. You know, you could ask for another more. I just rather see 5 structure and then take a smaller stop loss and get a better move with more confirmation. You know?
I hear you. With this NES scenario, you reckon you could have got away with maybe like the 1 minute stops?
No chance.
But like, you know, with NES on the open, it's like 50-50, bro.
Not in London, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
NY, yes, but no chance in London. It's too much of a risk, you know? Can you explain, please? Brother, don't be a free roller. If you're serious about your trading, you want to learn about the 1 minute strat, then you can come and learn it from the videos. I'm not going to explain a 20-minute concept right now. I can't explain it in 2 minutes. It's an in-depth concept. There's videos on it. And if you're serious about your trading, you're more than welcome to get those videos, bro. I'm not stopping you. But I'm not going to spend 20 minutes explaining a concept. Seem like NQ at a 50-point range, which is enough. I mean, you could break even at the daily support on futures. We're at it here on CFDs, but on futures, you could break even at daily support. It's not that it's not a setup. I just don't trust the liquidity. I'll bring this here. You know? Like, this is a lot of back-to-back candles. We're still, remember, everything is negative. News is negative. Escalation is happening. We have news today as well. So, in my eyes, I don't see something beneficial coming out of price, you know? Like, nothing is telling me, hey, full send the buys, Harry, makes total sense. No, it's not telling me full send the buys. You know? This could just end up being a lower high again. So I don't want to be stuck in this. And now in this drawdown, I would be uncomfortable because I'm not fully convinced on buys. Whereas if I could see at least some solid 5 minute structure, remember, we haven't had any structure since back here. And you're buying here. So if any structure comes, it has to respect this one here. Where's your stop loss? Here. Too close for comfort. So you're not trying to take a breakout trade on NQ? I don't mind trading breakouts. I don't mind trading breakouts, but I need to see the liquidity generated for the breakout. You see how this is now failing now? You understand? Look how quickly this has come down now. Right? So I could be wrong today. Price could just go up, but I have my strategy, I have my plan, my analysis has led me to this hypothesis here, right? Which is proving to be somewhat correct right now. So now it starts to form something a little bit nicer, right? Because now we're grabbing liquidity now, breaking through all these 5-minute lows. Why don't you trade NY session? Why only NYSE? Because NYSE, I have a very nice time period where volume comes. I love to trade indices and I can make crazy amount of money for the shortest amount of time at the charts. So why wouldn't I do it? Instead of hanging around all the way from NY, sitting around, when I can just show up NYSE, bang, market opens, looks good. I know there's volume around this time, can take trades, leave. I much prefer that. Gold is sleeping, man. Full sleeping, bro. This candle has not moved since the open. So this is telling us we should not touch gold now until we get a volume candle come through, right? Not gonna be a good idea. This is also sleeping. Seems like markets are a bit hesitant from yesterday and the potential escalation. Nasdaq is not as bad though, so Nasdaq maybe we get something. Do you have some infographics of your setups? Yes. If you go into the resources tab and you scroll up, you'll start to see some infographics. US 40? What is US 40? Is risking 2 lots on Top Step big? Yeah. On Nasdaq? Massive. Massive. If you risk 2 lots on this candle here, your stop loss would be let me calculate. For $1,800. No, $1,600. Yep. $1,600 on that. The lots they allow you a low-key, a trap, no, easy to get wasted on 1 minute. Yeah, but that's the point, right? So, because they tried to bet on you failing. So they want to make it easy for you to fail, no? But it's also a double-edged sword for them, because if you just get lucky... Song request? What's your song request, bro? Dow, sorry? Yeah, I don't trade Dow in London. We'll play this NY session, NY session. Send in NY session. We'll be asleep? Okay, tomorrow London stream. Can you repeat why you waited on Nasdaq, didn't get in? Bro, because of liquidity, lack of liquidity and understanding zones, right? This is what I wanted to see. I spoke about 5-minute structure. Look what's happening. Yo, Harry, how are you in the group? It's Mafu. Nice, bro. Doing well, bro. Trading's been amazing, thankfully. We're on like almost 2 months, no losses NY session. And average trade, 4 trades a week, which is sick. So yeah, everything's going great. I know it won't last forever, but grateful to have nice little momentum. Hope you're well. Do you go live on NY? Yes, every day, but not on YouTube. Damn, NK is cooking now, bro.
Nah, look at this shit. You know how you were saying about changing identity, Harry?
Yeah.
New level of identity, bro.
This guy, bro.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god, man.
Bro, trust me. This shit will change your life.
This guy, bro.
At least a minimum of like 5 a day.
What, you have one in now? What happened, MK? Look what MK is doing, bro. Look.
See? There you are.
Oh my god, man.
Nah, it's actually beautiful being unemployed, bro.
Maybe you should try Steven's idea, bro. This guy seems like he's seen it all. Okay, we've kind of slowed down quite a lot in the market here, huh? It's like we pressed the brake pedal today. I think market is a bit scared of this potential escalation right now. I'm not sure if I'm too happy. Not for gold. Yeah, gold has hit the brake pedal heavily, bro. This is heavy brakes, bro. We're going nowhere. This is nowhere, bro. This is nothing. One candle giving us 30 pips is nothing, bro. Nothing for gold these days, man. Look at these candles back here. 80 pip banger. 90 pip banger. 70 pip banger. I mean, we won't count this, but this is a 200 pip banger. Harry, did you ever try explain what you do for work to others or family? They know, they can see online, right? But to just strangers, I just tell people, like, I'm in finance. And then they normally don't ask anymore. That's it. That's all you have to say. I'm in finance. Oh, cool. People who are interested, they say, what do you do in finance? Then you can go into depth. But most people just end it at that. You know? So I avoid drama, you know? If I tell them I'm a trader, then all this, oh, what type of trader, you know?
Might have to drop the shoulder for this one.
Guns trader. But you know, like, people had a lot of doubt when I started, man, because there's a lot of time where I had nothing going for myself. You know, nothing to show, nothing to say. You know? So people always just were like, man, what's this guy doing, you know? I mean, imagine, I used to post a YouTube video and I used to put my best effort in to that YouTube video, and I used to get 20 views. I used to take a trade, I'd risk $200 and lose it. I'll do it again and lose, and again and lose, and again and lose. And then people would turn around and ask me, bro, how's trading going? What am I supposed to say? It wasn't going well. It's embarrassing. 6 months later, they asked me, how's trading going? Still nothing to show. 6 months later, even 6 months later, these guys have a job. They've been paid a year's salary. How's trading going? Still nothing to show. 6 months later, they paid 1.5 years salary. How's trading going? Still nothing to show. You know? But here we are today. We continue. Now, you want to hear the crazy part? They asked me how to get involved. That is the crazy part. Now they're asking me, how do I get involved, Harry? Alright, NASDAQ. I wonder if on futures we can try send something very close to the daily support on futures. Ooh. I think we need a close at the top of this box. Then it's go time. Then it's go time. The Porsche speaks for itself, and the Rolex, bro, those are materialistic items. They're not a measure of success. They're things I wanted because I can. I unlock that level. I live my life quite private compared to many people in my industry. The rental portfolio says it all? Correct. That is a better flex. If you know, you know. Crazy thing is, I have an assets equivalent of a mass. Like if you see a guru trader with a SVJ, man, he has an SVJ, it's shooting flames. I have an SVJ, just not as a car form. Right? So now we're pushing here at daily resistance. Very interesting price action, right? Even on futures, we just went straight through. We didn't give a shit to it, which is really weird because we have to figure out why didn't we give a shit? Like what makes this different? So we can't really ignore it, you know, because it is a daily, Gold, I think now is starting to wake up a little bit here. We have our first 5-minute candle close above. No 1-minute structure, deadly. 7 minutes for the 15 close above. So I'd like to see the 15. I'm going to wait for it. MashaAllah, yes, MashaAllah. You ever have to cut off anyone? Everyone. Not anyone, everyone. There's a big difference. Probably no sellers are there because people not involved because of escalation. Yeah, but we should see more sellers because people are scared, so they just want to get out. Let's see if we can send above this resistance maybe. Why did you not enter NAS on the last push? Just at major resistances, you know, at full daily support here. Buying straight back into the daily. If I'm gonna lose a trade, I'm gonna lose it there. You know, if I want to be a buyer, I need to be a buyer from down here. So buying at the daily, no chance. But if we had space to the daily, would be beautiful. Last minute closed a little bit high. We were ranging all session. Now all of a sudden we got random volume. Can't predict random volume at a daily resistance. It's kamikaze. Unless you gamble it, but I'm not really a gambler trader. It's not my style. I like to take good probabilities. We're just getting a lot of random volume right now. We can see it. But remember, we don't want to trade randomness. Randomness is what makes us lose. We want to trade probabilities. If we can get a retest on gold, we can take the buys. Trade back up to this 15. Bye-bye FOMO buyers. This is nice liquidity. If we want to continue up today, then this will be the shot.
Yeah, I'm looking to run current candle stops.
Yeah, if we can get like a... I want to see the 15 close. If we can get 15 close with Doji 5, then we can send Thunderstorm. 5 stop. We have a retest. Would be quite nice. NQ is done? No, it's not done. I mean, now it's pulling back, but that's exactly what we wanted to see. Because this is creating us liquidity. If it wants to go up, we have a really beautiful clean candle zone here. So this is actually beneficial for us wanting to be a buyer. And if it fails here, then we get kept safe. I would prefer to see some buyers come back into the market and the 15 actually close above there. Then I can take the trade directly. If the 5 ends up closing here, I'll have to wait for something to close above here like this. Oops, wrong color. Something closing above like this, maybe this, and then the next one close above, and then I take a buy. Or if it happens one candle as well, can try a buy. I wonder if I can buy inside the range right now. I'm also trying to think about that. It's more on the riskier side to try buy inside of this range. But it's a method. I wouldn't say it's crazy. 1 minute retest? Yeah, you probably want to see a change of structure just so you don't get, because if this is going to now fail, you're going to see that 1 minute do with the lower high. Then we're going to come back retest here. This is not really good structural point here. So at least in the continuation, when you're breaking highs, you know you've cleared this and this becomes your new structure. So we probably want to see a change of structure here so we don't get that lower high and we start to retest down to here. You know? Thunder would be best way now, correct, but it doesn't look like we get a thunder, so I think we're waiting for next 5 close. Maybe we could actually, huh? If this thing wakes up here, last 10 seconds, 6 seconds, it's possible. So we are below, but that's not a bad close here. Thunder bottom wick would break off high. Yeah, we just closed below the 30 here, so we don't want to just go immediately. We need some sort of close above. Otherwise, I'm breaking rules if I just enter here impulsively. Because why? We have nothing closing above, right? 15 didn't close above, 30 didn't close above. So we do have a nice 15 close, but we need the confirmations now. Next 5, yeah, next 5 would be minimum. DAX is also woken up a bit. If this can close above 4-hour support, we could maybe look for some buys. Gold is looking sketchy. Good 15 close, but sketchy. I would want the same retest we got on Nasdaq on gold if I want to buy gold. On Nas, would you target 4R? I basically target 1-to-1 because I'm buying highs. So it's not the best position to hold runners because I'm buying highs. If I was in buys from somewhere down here, something like that, then definitely runners would be an option. But since I'm buying highs, you know. When do you advise copy trading accounts? I don't advise copy trading accounts. Most copy traders lose money. Hey Harry, good morning. Any birthday vlog? No birthday vlog. I just did a chill, but I was a bit busy on my birthday actually. Kind of came fast. So I didn't do anything crazy. I was well, I streamed London. So I didn't film a birthday vlog. But vlogs will return. We will make a return of the vlogs. Looks a bit sleepy now. Dax is waking up a bit, so I might be able to take something here on Dex. Just want to see this 1 minute structure come. Just need to watch this level. $32 points. It's not too crazy. It's good bottom wick. Interesting candle, huh? Below. Wow. Doji candle on. So we wait 5 more minutes here. 5 more minutes. Because this we can get the close above in NAS in the next 5 minutes. I'll just go to the toilet and come back. Gold just dropped. Yeah, that's why I said it was looking sketchy. It's good. It needs this retest. Like, you need that. DAX will have the same setup, 5 close above. But we have more structure on Nasdaq, but Nasdaq has pushed more. NQ is done for this morning. Not if we close above here, might have one more push. We have to be more aggressive. But yeah, if this doesn't close above, then volume looks dead. Because the 1 minute is shaping very nicely, very good structure. So if we get above here, we get one more push. "12 seconds, what does it decide to do?" Watching DAX on the other monitor as well. Everything looks like it is just sleeping. Yeah, that's not going to close above. So I'm going to call it. Appreciate you all. Catch you in NY. Much love, guys. Take care. Thank you for showing up to stream. Pleasure having you guys. See you hopefully very, very soon. Peace. Cheers, guys.